Hey everyone, this is Steve.
This is Joe.
And welcome to the 40 Ounce Podcast.
Oh, it feels so right.
Yeah.
So we're recording this in the goddamn afternoon.
Good afternoon, it's 3:30.
It's 3:30 p.m. Oh, on a Tuesday. Yeah, we had to alter it this week a little. So this is our first daylight podcast.
Yeah, it's actually kind of nice. Because my basement has a couple small windows, which is where we record. Yeah. And get a little bit of that natural light pouring in.
Yep. And speaking of the sunlight, this kind of dovetails with what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So, like, really not a lot of people listen to this. Like,
Very
not
few.
a lot. I was looking... I never look at the stats because we would probably just stop and just cry if we did.
Yeah.
But I looked at the YouTube count for streaming of episode 6, and it was like at 11 or something. Which, it was the first part too. It wasn't the second part.
Right.
And no one's skipping ahead to the second part and never hitting play on the first part. And maybe some people are downloading it.
It's possible.
Who knows? It is a podcast.
That's right.
But anyway, I thought we could up our... Because we could be cooler if we were acted cooler on the podcast.
Oh.
So...
he's got a surprise.
I brought
bag.
sunglasses for us to wear.
Oh,
I feel like
perfect.
if we wear sunglasses, we'll be cooler.
That's great. Mind if I...
I didn't want to risk you not having a pair because I know you're notorious.
I do have a pair. They're around. I don't know where they are, though. I think they're upstairs. Oh, this is great. Now that natural light isn't bothering my eyes anymore.
Get mine on, too.
Yeah, get those on.
I feel like we'll be a lot cooler and more marketable now.
Yeah.
Just we do the whole podcast like this.
I can barely see. I think that's how podcasting works is, when you wear sunglasses.
Well, you become what you're wearing to an extent.
Which is interesting because Joe is wearing a Steelers t-shirt, making him a professional football player. And I'm wearing a shirt that says, "Take off that hat."
Yeah, it's a silver, or is it gold or silver?
It's gold. It's a black t-shirt with gold lettering, big bold gold lettering. That says,
all caps.
"Take off that hat." And I think I bought it at a thrift store. I think it was made by a teacher. And he would wear it under his button down or something. And a kid came into class. As stupid
of an explanation as that is, that's the best one I've heard.
I'm pretty sure that's it. I can't imagine it. I can't think of anything else.
I don't know, man. Take off, and it's all offset, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Down
well, the reason I think it's that is because I have a whole series of these.
Yeah, they're crazy.
One is
they're crazy. Weren't they $1 each?
Sit down, stop talking, and look at me.
Right.
Which again. Definitely a teacher, and he's just pissed off, and his kids are total brats.
I don't know, maybe it's just someone domineering in everyday life.
I like that too. And I've worn these shirts out. I get really good reactions. Were you with me at Chipotle? That one time?
Yeah.
I was walking outside of Chipotle, yeah, and this guy in the street's I didn't even remember that I was wearing it, and he just starts cracking up and gives me a huge high five. He was doubled over laughing. Strange.
They're some of the craziest shirts I've ever seen. There's no explanation.
Really high quality, and they were $1 each.
Yeah. So we're looking cool. Now we just have to act cool.
Act cool.
Then everyone will listen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of ways to act cool.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still brainstorming, and it's I don't have any Beats headphones.
Oh, yeah,
Dr. Dre.
That's what we needed.
So if you could have brought those, maybe...
Just throw on 2 pairs.
Man, would have helped.
Speaking of these sunglasses, I was late to my bus getting here.
Mm-hmm.
And it, crossed the intersection that, the bus stop was across the street, and it crossed in front of me.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, fuck. So I ran to follow it because there's another stop in a short block away, and I knew there'd be a red light up there because it always happens.
Uh-huh.
So I started running after it, and there was this space behind the bus that I wanted to run across, and I took a step towards it without even looking into the intersection.
Oh God!
Because I was already crossing the way that had the red.
Yeah.
But I forgot. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it at all. I was listening to my headphones.
Car.
So I took a step and then turned. I was literally 3 inches from a giant fucking pickup truck. It was this white pickup truck that was not going that fast, but it would have just
squished you,
crushed me. And the guy looked at me. I didn't look directly at him. I acted cool. But out of the corner of my eye, I saw him looking at me. He may have been yelling at me. I don't know. But it's one of those moments that when you're in the car, you like tell your friends stories about it. It's like, some fucking idiot.
Some asshole
Like, can you believe
got
this
himself
shit?
killed on my truck.
And the thing about that attitude, when you have it, is that when you have that attitude, you don't remember any of the times that you were ever that asshole. So I made a point of, like, reflecting on it in the bus, being like, I've been that asshole. Remember that next time you get mad. It'll make me less mad next time.
That's nice introspection. Yeah, I was on a road trip to South Carolina last weekend, and there and back for this thing I did. And we were driving, and this woman was trying to merge into the lane we're in, the left lane, but she was like, and she had space in front of her to accelerate into and get over, but she wasn't using it. And then the guy who was driving our car was just like, all right, well, if you're not going to go, I'm going to go. And so he speeds up so that he gets ahead of her so she has space behind him to merge in. And as we get by her, she slams on her horn, and I look over because I'm in the passenger seat, and she's this, like, really angry, scary-looking lady. And she gives the perfect flip of the bird, the best one I've ever seen. It's not natural. It was like she had, like, really short, stubby fingers.
Well, which hand was it?
It was her left hand, straight out the window. And it was.
See, that's awkward for me. I feel like you don't have enough elbow room.
Yeah,
to get it out.
And it's hard because the easy way to throw that bird is you kind of pass it sideways
or across the body. I'd be across the body.
She was straight up, right angle, thumb in, with her like thick, stubby sausage fingers.
I like thumb in.
And like it was like really the most memorable part about it was the best looking middle finger I've received.
Physical,
aesthetically, it was like perfectly, like it had like that blunt force trauma that you want your middle finger to have on the person you're giving it to.
People don't realize you need to work on your middle finger in the mirror because you don't know what you're putting out there. Like when I used to do the middle finger, I used to do it like this. See, and this isn't that weird of an action, but it looks hilarious.
It looks weird.
It looks really weird.
You have weird long fingers, too.
I don't even have long fingers. I actually have kind of stubby fingers.
See, it's
like... the thing is, I realized this after I saw it in the mirror, or after someone laughed at me in middle school or something. You gotta have, like... You can't commit all the way with your first knuckle on the rest of your fingers. You gotta have them a little bit up.
Yeah, you can't pull them all the way down.
You can't pull them all the way down.
I can't even physically do that.
Well, it's a blessing, believe me, because you don't want to just clench your whole fist and then have one long finger sticking out. It looks stupid.
But yeah, it was one of the most notable parts about that car, that middle finger that was like really, really, really good. It was a really good image.
It was probably really strong because, she had the rest of her fingers showing some support.
Right.
And like there with it.
And it was framed by her like screaming red face.
Oh wow, she was screaming?
Oh yeah, she was pissed. She was so mad. Wow. But so that was good. The other notable thing about did I talk about south of the border last week?
South of the...
When you're driving down I-95 to South Carolina, right as you pass out of North Carolina, the first exit into South Carolina is a place called South of the Border. And for 150 miles in either direction on I-95, there are billboards every 2 miles for south of the border.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like...
Did you go?
We stopped on the way back in there to do a driver change.
Okay. But so you got a glimpse of it.
We got a glimpse, and you get a glimpse from the highway. There's a giant sombrero-shaped observatory that overlooks the highway.
Shaped like a sombrero?
What?
It's a building?
Yeah, it's a building shaped like a sombrero. And then there's a bunch of like sort of weirdly caricatured racist like buildings and attractions. There's something called the Reptile Lagoon.
Like Tex-Mex-y sort of thing?
Yeah, but it's like in the Carolinas. It is the funniest, jankiest, weirdest looking place I've ever seen. But amazing.
So it lived up to the incredible hype. Because that's so much hype.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was so much hype, and the billboards were funny. It was like, what was this? That's the biggest sausage I've ever seen. I don't remember what that referred to.
What? That's just the whole billboard.
And it was like, and like one of the things was like Pedro's like south of the border store. And so they had like weird things about Pedro all over.
Pedro was like
he's just this like stereotype.
He's not an
Mexican
employee.
bandito type.
Do they have people dress? Okay, just cartoons.
But
there aren't like reenactments.
All right, let me look up on. There was some celebrity who worked there while he was paying the bills
before he got famous.
Yeah, okay. Bear with me, because this was hilarious.
Well, you can look that up while I tell. Because, like, I always find with those things that have, like, way too many billboards for them on highways,
right,
they're always a letdown, I feel. Because when you're driving through, especially with a couple other people, you build up this whole mythology based on how many billboards there are. Like, how awesome could this place possibly be?
This place had, like, 75 billboards.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Oh, okay, so this is the best part. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke worked for a summer as a poncho-wearing waiter at south of the border to pay his way through Harvard.
Ben Bernanke.
I remembered it being like, someone's so funny. Like, not even like a movie star is like trying to be an actor. No, it was like Ben fucking Bernanke.
Yeah, you said some famous person. I thought you meant like... That's amazing.
Yeah, Ben Bernanke worked at south of the border. Just so you know, Joe, for you to see, the users can't see it, look up south of the border. There's a great Wikipedia page.
Oh, it's like the Space Needle.
Yeah, it's like the Space Needle, except it's a sombrero.
/ a water tower.
Yeah, it's really good.
/ eyesore.
Really great.
Similarly, and the most signaged thing in Pennsylvania are the caverns.
How's Cavern?
There are a couple of caverns that are like for-profit little things. It's like a hole in the ground. You go in. It's beautiful. Some of them you can like canoe in.
Yeah, I think I went to one of them near Hershey, Pennsylvania once.
Yeah. I don't really remember a lot about these because this was when I was like really young, like 6, 7 years old.
Right.
We'd go on these road trips around Pennsylvania, and we had this game to keep us quiet. My dad had this game for us that each of us had. We had a caverns. And every time we saw a sign for that cavern, we got a point. And it was like a competition between them. And there was Lincoln Caverns and Penn Caverns. I think I was Penn, and my brother was Lincoln. And he's the older one. I think he really got the good deal, because it was a little competitive at first. Eventually, like, it ended up being like 60-10.
Oh.
And we ended up driving... my dad's an asshole. We ended up driving directly past... Like, it wasn't even on a highway.
Straight
directly
past Lincoln Caverns.
And the signs were crazy. It was like, Lincoln Caverns, 1 mile. Lincoln Caverns, half a mile. Lincoln Caverns, 200 feet. Literally, entrance to Lincoln Caverns, then Lincoln Caverns, you just missed it.
See, now picture...
It was just insult at that point.
Picture like a sign that says, come visit Pedro, exit 182, and you're at, like, exit 12.
And you're like, who the fuck's Pedro?
And then the next one's like, it's like Pedro's fireworks stand, and you're like, fireworks? I'm in, like, they can't sell these in Virginia. And then it says 170 miles on it.
You know what? I just had an idea. How fun of a storytelling medium is highway billboards?
Oh,
like, could you imagine like paying for the ad fare or whatever? To, like, have billboard after billboard for an entire road trip that, like, tells a story and it has twists and turns.
Oh, that's
and, like,
great.
That'd be fucking cool.
That's really cool. That's great. And my mind instantly flashed, like, somehow making it choose your own adventure, but that doesn't work because we don't have teleportation.
Well, it could be choose your own adventure if
Proceed
it
to
was
exit
onto
93.
different highways.
Yeah, proceed to exit 93.
Like,
you teleport to exit 90. You wait until you get to exit 93 and you read it, it's like, spike pit, you died.
And then the road cuts off and there's a spike pit.
Spike pit, and you're dead. You get impaled.
You actually die.
Some Jumanji highway shit.
Yeah, that would suck. I don't think the highway authority would be down.
No, not too... Well...
Maybe.
I was thinking to myself, one of the worst jobs in the world must be maintaining signage.
Yeah, like putting the signs
like being in charge
and,
of being like the guy who makes sure all signage is correct and right.
Yeah. Well, I really hope there's more than one guy who has to do that. That'd be a lot of work.
Right. I guess, yeah. I guess the guy at the... See, I feel like being the guy at the top there would really suck. But I guess he gets paid probably a lot. And he's probably not... So he doesn't actually have to do much.
Yeah. Well, he'd be the supervisor.
Right.
I really think these sunglasses are working.
Yeah.
We've had some
really cool talk. We talked about how we're both well versed in travel.
Travel's cool.
Travel.
Highway travel.
We know things about places that are not my basement.
Jet setting. No, but like you could go off on different highways, and it's like it's not choose your own adventure because you have a destination, and you're not gonna fucking change it for the story. So it's be like, if you wish to divorce her, take 395 south.
Yeah, you're passing the exit.
And you're like, well, I just have to take 395 south. I don't want to divorce her. This is Where I'm going to Roanoke. I have to go to Roanoke.
You're passing the exit.